Right guys, hello and welcome back to the Shoestring Racing YouTube channel. This video is basically going to be going through everything we broke on the challenge truck there behind me at Belrood at the Cornish Leaf and Coil punch hunt that we went and done. It was our first event and we broke some stuff, so this will also, show you the challenge truck and also show you what we busted. So yeah, let's show you the carnage. So one of the first things we realised we busted was this terra firma shock here. As you can see, we've got a hell of a bend in it, and I'll show you what caused that in just a second. But we thought we got away with just bending this one, but after having a closer inspection at this one, it's got a curve in the shaft as well, which you can see, kind of see. So we got rebuild kit for both of these from Terra Firma Factory Racing. But also we have a lovely brand new Terra Firma Mega Sport shock to go back on. So now that brings us on to the truck itself. It done really well, to be fair to it. We were having a great time up until we weren't. These are stuff for rebuilding the shocks that you'll see probably in this video. It'll be a collection of days while I'm fixing this thing. Winch, Terra Firma twin motor, the TM 1200, spot on. Fucking it just, yeah, it smashed the event really. We were well happy with it. The only issue we did have was, which actually caused all of our issues for the rest of the day and finished our event, was we had a rope snap. We've re-spliced it since then to get us through a little bit more. But yeah, that was our only downfall with the winch, was a snapped rope. But down below the winch, you'll see we've got a hydrosteer mount with no hydrosteer ram. We actually bent the hydrosteer ram when the rope snapped. So basically, to give you context on how we broke everything, was there was a punch up a tree and you had to winch the truck up to it, clamber up, punch it, let yourself back down. We seen our buddies do it and we thought, hey, it's our first event, we've got to do one of these punches at some point, so we'll give it a crack. We winched up, it was there. My co-driver clambered up the side, Josh, who you'll see shortly in these videos, and as he was up the side of the truck, the winch rope snapped and we come down with some force. We reckon the front wheels must have been about 7 foot off the floor when we come down, so obviously we come down with some force and bent some things and broke some things. We also broke Josh. I'll put a video in, a photo in of one of the other boys. They managed to get a photo while they're up there, winched up to get the punch. And I'll see if I can get hold of the x-rays from Josh's shoulder that he popped out at the same time. But anyway, back to the truck. So, round to the side here, as you can see, got a very upset spring perch. Yeah, when we hit the floor, we bottomed everything out, and I run my bump stops inside the spring perch, which has worked really well up until this point. But yeah, when we hit the floor, I don't know if you can see that. Let me grab a tool. So when we hit the floor, as you can see, we actually ripped the OEM spring perch out of the chassis. Now, my weld held, the chassis didn't, so yeah, obviously got a big hole in the chassis there that we've got to fix. We also sheared off some of the ring bolts. Round on the other side, much the same, sheared off ring bolts and pulled out the chassis as well. So we've got to cut these off, weld on some new ones, maybe look at another way of fitting the bump stops. As you've seen in the last video, bump stops there, took a spacer out, gave me an extra inch travel. But aside from that, the truck held up really well. We've given it a beginning of a wash. Obviously, we've got to wash it a bit more. And we learnt so much at this event, so it's yeah, it was a really good event to do, and we can't wait to do some more. But I will, once this is back driving, I will pull it out the shed and we'll do a complete overview on it and show you guys how we've done it on the budget, and we'll fix it. As for extent of the damage, from what we can see, that is about it. Our shock turrets here that we've had made by Project Plasma over here in Dorset, they didn't bend at all. They are as straight as they were when they come. It just, everything else bent around it, which it wasn't ideal. Also, going on about videos, if you guys want to see a video on this Terra Firma twin motor winch, I'm probably going to make it anyways, but just let me know in the comments. Helps my engagement, and it lets me know if you guys want this kind of content. So luckily we have this breaker here, which obviously there's not a lot left of it now. All the good bits have gone, but it's got some decent looking spring cups and turret rings apparently, so we can cut them off and get them fitted to the challenge truck. At least then we're kind of getting somewhere towards getting it back together, back on the trails. We'll come up with some reinforcement as well somehow. I'm not too sure how I'm going to do it yet, but I'll come up with something. Right, so got those guys cut off. The B-roll is going to be cut short a bit because the camera ran out of battery. Basically, I'm learning with this new camera, so I had to set it on that just inhaled battery. But yeah, so plan is now I've got them off. Is we're going to jack the truck up. Far too close. We're going to jack the truck up, sit it so it's sat about level. Take the springs out. I might take the whole axle out yet. I've not quite decided. But yeah, jack it up, axle stands, springs out, cut the spring mounts off of this, which is not ideal because I've got a lot of stuff in there in the way, but there we are. We'll get it off. Clean everything up. I'm going to strengthen the chassis a bit and then glue these guys on there, and hopefully that should sort our issue for now, and get the front sorted until we upgrade to coilovers or air shocks or something along those lines, because obviously budget truck, so we are springs and shocks, even though that one looks like a banana. Right, old one cut off, new one kind of cleaned up, ready to stick it on there, plate it a bit. Ooh, get it glued on there. That should sort this side out. We've got Josh having a crisis because his bow motors don't fit his Hornet. Right, so it's a couple days later because we had a bit of a crisis. I'll show you what's happened. So everything's kind of changed on the truck again. It wasn't ideal, but hopefully it's just bringing plans forward a bit more on the truck than what we were planning to do. So I'll show you what has gone wrong, and I'll explain to you what we're going to do to try and fix it. So if you excuse my mess, I've been pulling shocks apart and then some other jobs. Obviously, we bent these shocks, ordered the parts that we thought were correct for it. Turns out this is a 9-inch travel shock. When we thought it was an 11, it yeah, we never measured it. We bought it cheap at a show and threw it on the truck. Bent the shaft. That's cooked. So what we had done was we had bought over here, I had bought a new one to go on one side, and I was going to rebuild the others. So this is an 11-inch travel Terra Firma Pro Sport, Mega Sport, sorry. So that's what we thought my other shocks were. Turns out they're not. So the price of these, this was a new old stock one, so it didn't cost me a great deal of money, and I'm going to try and sell it and get some money back. The price of getting a second one of them compared to going to an air shock or something like that is kind of negligible, and it wasn't something we were planning on doing yet, but I've just bought an air shock that's over there in the pickup. I will show you guys what we're going to do with it in just a sec. So here it is, a Terra Firma TF141 16-inch travel 2.5-inch air shock. So my plan with this guy, if we take it on over to the truck, is I'm going to try and wedge it in the rear here. Obviously I have to cut the spring out and all that stuff, and then my plan is hopefully if I can get this air shock to balance, my plan is to take the remote res D2 shocks that are on here and put them on the front. So we're not changing too much at the front, but it means I've got to fit air shocks, work out bump stops and all that stuff on the front, on the rear, sorry. Got to get this guy on there. Hopefully this guy fits these. But for now, we're going to crack on, finish the spring perches, and go from there. As you've probably seen from the last segment, the time lapses and stuff, we got this spring perch on, welded in place. I'm going to put a strengthening bracket at the back. This is now going to be temporary because we will progress to air shocks on the front a bit sooner than we were planning to. This one isn't too bad, so I'm hoping just to get the grinder in here, cut out some of the old weld, and clean everything up, and then I'm going to try and beat him back down where he's pulled away from the chassis here. That will solve that issue. Then we just got to work out shocks and such. Get this. I got a bit of a coil going on in me brake line there. But yeah, so let's crack on with this one. Right, so catch up on where we've got to. Bump stops are in, shock is in. As you see, I could have a lot more up travel on the shock, but it then causes an issue because it's the panel bar would hit my what's it called? Hit my steering ram, and also I don't think I'm going to compress a spring quite that far. So if anything, I might lower the bump stops slightly, and then we'll stick the springs in and put it back down its own way. I need to go and grab the steering ram as well because I keep forgetting to pick it up, and then we'll be able to actually see what's going on. Obviously we have the issues with the bolts not being the right size for the holes, so I'm going to have to get some washers or something to make that work and weld them in. So yeah, let's I'll go get some bits, put some more stuff together, and we will make some progress on this. So it's been a couple of seconds for you guys, but it's probably been about 3 weeks for me. As you can probably tell by my voice, I'm still battling the sickness that I picked up, but I'll show you how we've got on with the front suspension on this thing. So as you can see, steering links are in, that spring's compressed up to ride height, bump stops in on that one, shock turret's in, links are on, Steering works again, so that's ideal. I just got to put the shocks on and the bump stop on this side, and it's all done basically for the front end until we go to air shocks, which I'm not sure when that's going to be, but hopefully it will be soon, probably after the next event. But if it happens before, well, you guys will see it. But yeah, there it is, all back together. So next episode, the plan is to try and get these guys mocked up on the rear, and yeah, get the rear sorted out. Lastly, I just want to say thank you for watching. I hope some of you made it to the end to see it. But yeah, this is our first proper video back to try and do this kind of thing. Let me know what you like, what you dislike, what you want to see more of. And yeah, thanks again. See you later.